where the line between reality and myth blurred into one. Only one soul had ever escaped the clutches of the haunted forest, a place shrouded in mystery and fear, and lived to tell the tale. The forest was not just a collection of trees and underbrush, it was a living entity, a malevolent force that seemed to have a will of its own. Elias Thorne, a seasoned tracker, had ventured in, driven by a reckless curiosity. He had heard the legends, the whispers of those who had never returned. But his desire to uncover the truth was stronger than his fear. He emerged weeks later, a changed man. His once confident stride was now a cautious shuffle, his eyes darting nervously at every shadow. Gone was the glint of adventure in his eyes, replaced by a haunting terror. The forest had taken something from him, something intangible but vital. He spoke of his ordeal in hushed tones, his voice trembling. Each word seemed to carry the weight of his harrowing experience, as if the very act of speaking about it was a struggle. The forest, he claimed, was alive. It was not just the rustling of leaves or the creaking of branches, it was a sentient presence that watched and waited. It twisted paths, shifted landmarks, and toyed with his senses. What was once a clear trail would suddenly become an impenetrable thicket, and familiar landmarks would vanish without a trace. He described being watched by unseen eyes, the feeling of cold breath on his neck. It was as if the forest itself was breathing, its icy exhalations sending shivers down his spine. Elias told of strange lights dancing amidst the trees and whispering voices that seemed to emanate from the very air itself. These lights were not the gentle glow of fireflies, but something far more sinister, flickering with an unnatural intensity. He swore he saw figures lurking at the edge of his vision, only to vanish when he turned to face them. These shadowy forms were always just out of reach, taunting him with their elusive presence. He spoke of an overwhelming sense of dread, a pressure that threatened to crush his spirit. It was as if the forest was trying to break him, to strip away his sanity layer by layer. His tale, though met with skepticism by some, became a chilling reminder of the forest's power. Those who listened could not help but feel a chill run down their spines, even if they did not fully believe his story. A power that could ensnare even the most experienced. The haunted forest was not just a place. It was a test of one's very soul, a challenge that few could face and emerge from unscathed. The haunted forest was more than just a collection of trees. It was a realm where the boundaries of reality seemed to blur and twist. It was a living, breathing entity, its roots sunk deep into the earth, intertwining with the very fabric of the land, its branches reaching for the sky like grasping claws, as if trying to pull down the heavens themselves. It defied the natural order, its compass a cruel joke played on those who dared to enter. No direction was true, and every step felt like a descent into madness. Time lost all meaning within its depths. Minutes stretched into hours, and hours into days, with no end in sight. Days turned to nights and back again without rhyme or reason. The sun and moon played a game of hide and seek, leaving you in perpetual twilight. Paths circled back on themselves, leading to dead ends and despair. Every turn brought you back to where you started, as if the forest itself was toying with you. The very air seemed to hum with an unnatural energy, distorting sounds and playing tricks on the mind. Echoes of laughter and cries would fill the silence, making you question your sanity. Whispers followed your every step, disembodied voices that seemed to know your deepest fears. They would call out your name, luring you deeper into the forest's embrace. The forest reveled in disorientation, in stripping away your sanity. It thrived on confusion, making every path a labyrinth of dread. It was a place where the veil between reality and nightmare grew thin, where the impossible became terrifyingly real. Shadows danced on the edge of your vision, and the line between what was real and what was imagined blurred. The forest was a master of illusions, a weaver of nightmares. It conjured phantoms and spectres, making you doubt your every sense. It fed on fear, growing stronger with each terrified heartbeat. The more you feared, the more powerful it became, until escape seemed like a distant dream. The forest's true terror lay not just in the physical dangers it presented, but in the insidious way it preyed on the mind. It was a master of psychological warfare, slowly chipping away at sanity, amplifying every fear and insecurity. The constant feeling of being watched gnawed at the edges of reason. The isolation, the The silence, punctuated only by the rustling of leaves and the creaking of branches, was a potent weapon. It drove people to the brink, forcing them to confront their deepest fears, their darkest selves. Many succumbed to the madness, their minds fracturing under the relentless pressure. They saw things, heard things that couldn't possibly be real, or were they? The line between sanity and madness blurred until it disappeared entirely. The forest broke you piece by piece, until there was nothing left but a hollow shell, lost and alone in its embrace. Theories abound about the true nature of the haunted forest. Some whisper of ancient curses, of a malevolent entity trapped within its depths. Others speak of a portal, a gateway to another dimension, where the laws of nature are twisted and warped. Scientists point to strange electromagnetic anomalies, to unusual energy readings within the forest's boundaries. They theorize about naturally occurring hallucinogens released by the trees that could explain the visions and the disorientation reported by those who had ventured within. But no scientific explanation could fully account for the sheer terror, the palpable sense of evil that permeated the very air. There was something more at play here, something ancient and powerful, something that defied rational understanding. The haunted forest remained an enigma, a chilling reminder of the vast mysteries that lay hidden in the shadows of our world.